Yo, it's MartydudeVR, and today we're talking about the best single-player games that I can recommend to you in 2026. So, just a little bit of fair warning. My list is going to be a little bit different than everybody else's list, just by a little bit. Some of these games are going to be exclusive. Some of these games we found on multiple platforms, and we're going to mix it up a little bit. So you see the usual suspects like Half-Life Alyx. Then you'll see some things that you may not have played yet. Before we get into the video, the sponsor is actually me. So I actually dropped some Minecraft VR videos that I really want you guys to check out because I had a lot of fun making them and I want you guys to see them. So check my channel. I put up 2 videos, one where I lost weight playing Minecraft and the other where I was just really getting scared about some horror mods while using the VR treadmill on both. So check those out. Let me know how you feel about those. Do you want to try a little bit of style of different content this year on the channel, and let me see how you guys react to it. The first game on our list is debatably, to a lot of people, one of the best RPGs of all time, Skyrim VR. Skyrim VR is one of my favorite and really top 10 VR games that I've ever played. Now, obviously, like with any Bethesda game, you're gonna need a bunch of mods, and I mean a lot of mods, maybe 300 of them, depending on how you want things. Personally, I use Mad God's Overhaul, which is installed through Wabbajack, and there's multiple videos online showing you how to do that. I even made some videos myself showing you how it looks. But Skyrim VR is one of the quintessential VR experiences, especially as a single player game, that I think a lot of people, especially if you're on PC and you got the power, you kind of need to play it. It genuinely, especially with like a VR treadmill or even without, is a life-changing VR experience. Now, I would recommend it with more of a mid-range headset, like a Quest 3, you know, Power Crystal Lite or something like that, because it can get very difficult to run with high-resolution headsets like the even the Big Screen Beyond 2 or Samsung Galaxy XR, Play with DreamR, things of that nature. But with mods, you can interact with the NPCs. There's even AI NPC mods where you can actually talk to NPCs. Everything in the game is interactable. I mean, multiple spells, two-handed weapons, and just a lot of customization to the gameplay experience that you wouldn't get outside of VR. And now with all these different mod packs, you can change the game to be whatever flavor of Skyrim that you ever wanted to be. So as of right now, ironically, even though it's one of the worst VR games without mods, with mods, Skyrim VR is really one of the best single player RPG experiences you can get right now in VR. The next game on our list is Fallout 4 VR. As you see my Vault Tech shirt I got on right now, I am a huge, and I mean huge, Fallout 4 fan. I love the whole Fallout series. Personally, my favorite is Fallout 3 because it's my first game I played in the series. But best story definitely is New Vegas. But besides the point, Fallout 4 VR is amazing. If you're a Fallout fan, I genuinely cannot recommend it to you enough. Now, just like with Skyrim VR, you're gonna need some different mod packs. So I use Fallout Essentials by Genghis VR, who's another great VR content creator. Mad God also has an overhaul for Fallout 4 VR. And with mods, especially with the current day, how many mods have been cooked up, you can get this to be a very steady, fun experience and literally get hundreds of hours of fun out of Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is my favorite to mod out of the whole series because it's just so much stuff you can add. And especially in the VR version, some of the mods are compatible. So if you play Fallout 4 base without mods, then you can actually just grab some of those mods and put them in the VR version if they're compatible. But just being a just nice AAA experience is definitely up there with all the graphic overhaul, stuff like that. You can get this looking really good on like a Meta Quest or PSVR2 if it's on PC, or even a mid-range headset like the Big Screen Beyond 2 or anything like that. So yeah, if you're looking for another RPG experience, Fallout 4 is there for you. Our third game is Vertigo 2. Vertigo 2 is one of my favorite VR games of all time. If you like Rick and Morty or Half-Life or just any sci-fi as type of situations, then you're gonna love this game because it has an amazing story, amazing graphics, the art style is beautiful, the cutscenes handled amazingly, it's very interactable. You can interact with a lot of different things in the world, which makes a really good VR game. The set pieces are just beautiful or even really creepy at certain points. And the characters are just lovable and they feel real. I love how all the characters interact with each other, interact with you as a person in the world. Now, even though the main character herself is voiceless, as you explore the quantum reactor and stuff like that to find out the secrets and find a way to get home, you discover a lot about the universe And there's actually a lot of world building that happens throughout the game. Even as somebody that didn't really care about the first game like that, didn't really grab me, the second game is just a adventure and just amazing from start to finish. There's even level editors you can play. There's DLC. People make their own custom levels that you can run around in, and even some horror levels you can get scared in. And it just has a full experience, especially being such a small team, which I think is really like one guy. They did a lot. So if you're looking for a Rick and Morty-esque Half-Life experience, then please go play Vertigo 2 and enjoy. Our fourth game, ironically, is Half-Life Alyx. Now I know you're like, oh my God, another list with Half-Life Alyx. I understand. But if we're talking about single player games, I recommend to newcomers, especially people getting like the Steam frame, then I have to recommend Half-Life Alyx. It just has to be recommended. To me personally, Half-Life Alyx is one of the quintessential VR games you need to play if you're on PC. Now, mind you, I don't think that Half-Life Alyx is the best game ever, but I think it is one of the best games ever because the interactivity, especially this game coming out in 2019, the graphics, even today, I tested my new VR headsets out by putting on Half-Life Alyx and literally looking at my hands. The higher resolution the VR headsets go, the better the game looks. Half-Life Alyx is really like the Crisis of VR. Outside of like simulation games, this is as realistic as it gets. But done glazing the graphics and stuff like that, just the overall gunplay and honestly the creepiness, some of the levels, some of the characters are really high detail and are really cool. Personally, I love how everything in the level can be picked up. You can write on boards, stuff like that. You can just interact with everything. There's even an update to make like drinks you pick up fizz and spin and stuff like that. And it's just a real work of art. And what's also cool is that after you get done with the base game, you can play modded maps. So people actually put games like BioShock. There's a Hitman mod that actually turned to his own game now that's coming out real soon. And it's just a lot of creativity put into the modded maps in the game. So it isn't the longest experience, but it is a really great experience and really, really good for new players. Our fifth game is Cyberpunk VR. So this is very funny and ironic to me, especially after Luke Ross took down this mod, but I might have a little way to get this mod and all versions of it, allegedly, just like the Discord, allegedly. But no, seriously, Cyberpunk VR is definitely one of the must-play experiences if your PC can handle it. Now, I recommend playing this with a B for your PC because this mod is very, very tough on the system, especially if we're dealing with higher resolution headsets. So if you're gonna play this, I definitely recommend Quest 3, PSVR 2, or anything really under that 1,000, Palm Crystal Light maybe. But yeah, definitely is a very intense mod pack to run. But seriously though, this is one of the most beautiful VR experiences I've ever had, guys. Like being able to drive around Night City or even walk around Night City is different in VR. Now the gunplay is a little bit different because it goes up to your eye automatically and it's not 6'd off, which means you can't really control your arms. To me, I don't mind that, but a lot of people that's a deal breaker. But I mean, especially how the game is made itself, it will be literally impossible to make it 6'd off. But overall though, if you enjoy Cyberpunk as a flat game or never got to play it, please, if your PC can handle it, experience this in VR, you will not regret it. Cyberpunk is one of the most personal action adventure single player games to really ever grace gaming. It really is in my top 20 of all games of all time. And I need you guys to experience the story of being V in Night City. Number 6, we got Into the Radius. So Into the Radius is 1 and 2. Now 2 might have multiplayer, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But I do know that Into the Radius 1 is a single player game and it is the quintessential Stalker VR game. I love the developers of this game because they're always updating the game, adding new stuff, adding new features, and that is respected by your boy. Basically, you are a scavenger that goes into a place called the Radius, full of all these creepy monsters and a lot of history and a lot of story. So the deeper you go into the Radius, the deeper sections you go into, the more you find out about what happened in the Radius and why things turned the way they did. But just like any Stalker game, you got to manage your ammo, manage your health, manage food, make sure your characters obviously don't starve to death, and be able to, manage your resources. There's been plenty of time around the ammo, got chased by a couple entities and died. So it can get really serious. And honestly, it's probably one of the creepiest VR games I've played because like I said before, you are alone. You are very alone. in a very dark place. But overall, if you like that type of experience, I highly recommend Into the Radius, because a lot of people I recommend it to, there hasn't been many that have not liked the game. And if you're also into realistic weapons, because there's a lot of care and a lot of detail put into the weapons in this game, you're gonna love Into the Radius. Tell them MartydudeVR sent you. Number 7 on our list is Metro Awakening. So a lot of people don't really have this on their single player game list, I noticed, but this game made me cry. I am a father. I love the story of Metro Awakening. I love the atmosphere. Is it a perfect game? No, it is not a perfect game, but is it a great game? Yes, especially for VR. There's a lot of things I would have definitely improved in the game, as I even reviewed it back, a year or two ago. I love the atmosphere of this game. The atmosphere of this game is top notch. If you played the Metro series, you will definitely pick up on who this character that you play in this game is. Essentially, you play as a father who lost his wife. And so you try to find your wife, and obviously things go as you expect them to go in the Metro. But there's a lot of paranormal aspects to this game. There's a lot of spiders too. Oh my God, so many spiders, and good luck. If you're a Metro fan, you like the base games, and you just like the Metro itself, play this game. Number 8 is an exclusive, Resident Evil 4 VR. Oh my God. I glaze this game every chance I get, because it genuinely is one of the best flat to VR ports ever. I love Resident Evil 4 VR. Now, I'd never played Resident Evil 4 not in VR, so this is my first time ever playing Resident Evil 4, and it genuinely blew my mind. I could not believe how good this game was, especially being an older game that got remade. And even on the PSVR 2, while it can be a little bit of mirror and it's not the clearest image on the PSVR 2, it is a damn good image. It looks great on the PSVR 2. I can't wait until the PCVR mod is done so I can use this as my VR treadmill, because I genuinely want to play this again on PC. Now, last time I checked, the PCVR mod looks to be almost done, but we're waiting on the guy to give us an update. But if you like Resident Evil, you literally can't go wrong with getting a PSVR 2 today. I would recommend a PSVR 2 for this game by itself. I really would. There is also Resident Evil 8. Now, personally, I like 4 more than 8, but 8 is really good in VR. Now, Resident Evil 4 isn't the most interactable VR game, but man, the gunplay is solid. The combat is great. The world looks amazing. Everything's really optimized, and I have no complaints. Especially when you get to the regenerators, yeah, it gets really nasty. Number 9 is a Quest exclusive, and it's Assassin's Creed Nexus VR. So I played this game a long time ago, and I actually really enjoyed it. Now, I wish the frame rate was a little bit higher on the Quest back then, because this game really taxes the Quest, and it's surprising how good it looks on the Quest. But being an assassin in VR was literally one of my dreams when I first got a VR headset, and this game helped realize it. Now, I don't know why Meta never ported this over to PC. It literally, I feel like it belongs on PC and PSVR 2 at this point, but that's just me being, nitpicky. And you can argue that honestly with any exclusive, but man, I love this game on the Quest. And this game plays different assassins throughout history. So you play as Ezio, Connor, Cassandra, and you go through really the more popular franchises in Assassin's Creed. And there is actually a pretty good story that ties all this together, which I want you guys to interact with, because it's actually really good. But I feel like this game does everything right as a Assassin's Creed VR game. And it's funny because there's different levels of interactivity. So if you're like a newbie, it really holds your hands with the parkour and the combat. But if you're like a person like me who's been playing VR for a long time, you can really get into the nitty gritty of this game. Weakest part, I would say, would be the sword-to-sword combat, like just if you're fighting somebody regularly. But the actual assassinations and stuff are amazing. It sucks. I do want another Assassin's Creed VR game, but obviously with Ubisoft, it didn't meet their sales expectations, but I don't know what their expectations were with VR. I mean, we're such a new niche category. I don't know what they were expecting, but it's Ubisoft. But if you're looking for a solid Assassin's Creed experience and really probably the best stealth game that I ever played in VR, then yeah, Assassin's Creed Nexus VR is the way to go. And before we get to number 10, make sure you check out B Haptics, man. B Haptics is one of the best, if not the best, haptic suit I've ever tried in VR. They did this a few months ago, and I finally want to tell you guys about it because I've literally been using it for all my streams, and it is one of the most immersive devices that you can buy for VR. Now, while it doesn't make you feel pain in VR, like a lot of very clickbait thumbnails tell you, it does let you feel a lot of sensations and vibrations and things that you would normally not feel while playing VR. As a person that plays Minecraft VR all the time, I feel the rain, I feel explosions and all that when I play with my B-Haptic suit. It's very easy to clean, comes with a lot of motors, and is very fun to play while playing shooters, anything else that requires more sensation. Also, if you're a VR chatter, you can also, people can touch you and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. All right, so our last but not least 10th game is Hitman World of Assassination. So this was originally a PSVR2 exclusive, but it actually got updated on PC, so now you can play this on 2 platforms. This is the best Hitman. This is the best version of Hitman as of today. And it's funny because when this game came out, I was so skeptical. I was like, there's no way they're gonna get it right. They messed it up so many times. It's awesome. It's very fun. And I have played Hitman in a way I've never played it before. And it actually makes you think. Like, imagine you're walking into, you gotta get into like a fortress or something like that. You can literally throw your gun over the gate, get in, grab your gun, and then go about your business. There's been so many hilarious clips online of people figuring out new ways to kind of get enemies, stuff like that. And it is genuinely probably one of the best stealth experiences and Hitman experiences you can get today. Now, buying a DLC is a little strange because there's a lot of DLCs for World of Assassination, but there's guys online that tell you how to buy just the VR stuff. And they're also always updating the VR stuff. So they're adding more missions and stuff like that to the VR mode. So it is just a bundle of fun. So yeah, if you like Hitman, you like Assassination, you like being stealthy all spotlight, then you need to get Hitman World of Assassination VR. All right, guys, how do you like my list? Try to be a little bit different from everybody else. Let me know how I did. Did I do good? Did I do bad? Let me know. Make sure you keep a check out on the channel. We got more reviews, more videos dropping. Check out those Minecraft videos. Let me know how the content is going. And let me know what content you guys want to see next. And remember, I'm Mr. Dude with a VR headset. Peace.